All right, happy summer solstice day, Stunthanger fans. It's the first day of summer, and it feels it. And we're already having tree dropping storms and golf ball hail and crushed cars and roofs. And so, gotta move to YouTube. There we go. And anyway, welcome to our Friday night show. And hope you'll hang out with us. I'll be here till probably midnight. A lot of times my line is that I'll be here until midnight unless the conversation takes us later into the wee hours. But I'm going to drive up to Huntersville for a club meeting tomorrow, and so I need to get in bed a little earlier than usual tonight. And Bob Bishop, as usual, is our first guest. Hey, Bob, glad to have you in. And so all the links are posted in the usual places on the Stunthangar forum in the At the Bench thread. Launched it right at 9:40 as usual, and so if you've got a camera and a microphone, you go and you're logged in as a member of Stunthangar. You go to the At the Bench thread and click the first post with tonight's date in the title, and click in and visit me live. Otherwise, hang out on the Stunthangar YouTube main page and click into the video and use the text chat box like Bob Bishop's doing. And so anybody that's in the chat box, we appreciate if you'll use that super chat $sign and donate some hanger fee, some server fees for Stunthangar, and helps my hobby budget a little bit too, and keep Sparky in the equipment it takes to broadcast and keep us up to date with what's going on at the Nats and Brodak and Triple Tree and everywhere else. So, with that being said, let's see who we got. We got Hi Jack Snavely is in with us. So we got Bob and Jack. Bob says we had a big time hailstorm here 5 years ago. It was horrible. Yeah, we've had some big time. Actually, where I live in this house, we've had baseball sized hail, and that was the worst hailstorm I've ever seen ever. And we all got into the strongest part of the house. This is a small house, and it's built basically out of cinder blocks in a maze like the shape of the rooms, and then plastered over on the inside and bricked up on the outside. So it's built like a brick shit house, so to speak. You could use this thing for an armory if you had to. It'd be hard for any kind of storm to knock it down. And anyway, well, let's see. What do we got? Yeah, like a war zone, Bob says. Um, no storms going on tonight. The only problem I had is I was all set to post a note to everybody on Stunthangar in the At the Bench that we were running late because my computer was stuck in a boot loop while it was updating. But I finally kicked it to life. A little percussive maintenance. You just got to know where to whack it. Anyway, so sorry if I look a little slovenly tonight. It's been that kind of day. It's a Friday. I'm tired. We can all relax. But like I said, I'm going to try to get in early tonight, get some rest, maybe have a good time up in Huntersville tomorrow with the club. I hadn't gotten together at a club meeting with the gang for quite a while. They've been busy with contests because our club is involved in all three of the big spring contests over here. First Huntersville in May, first week of May, then Triple Tree 2 weeks after that, then comes Brodak. And so Will Davis, thank you for holding all that together, along with at Triple Tree and Brodak, Mark Weiss too. But anyway, so maybe they can catch up a little bit before the Nats come up in a few weeks and get a little rest too. They sure deserve it. They've done a great job. We've had great contests, and those of you who are on my newsletter mailing list, I put an encapsulated report with videos in it, so you can look at all the videos that Will and Sparky put on their respective YouTube channels without having to click over YouTube and search it out. You can go to the waccamaw.mcls.com website, and you can see some updates there too. And Will Davis keeps that website going. So I'm hoping somebody out there who's watching will come in here and talk with me and entertain everybody tonight. We only got two watching right now, and I guess that's Jack and Bob. Everybody's must be taking a break tonight. Usually it's more than that by now, but anyway, I'll hang here as long as I can. I don't have a lot of material to entertain you with, so if anybody's out there um, that can come help me out, I would welcome it. Thank you. And I've got that message again. Let's see. Hangouts on air is going away later this year. Yeah, we got this the other day. For quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam. Yeah, I'll try that, but I don't think they let us record to YouTube while we do the show and have multiple guests like we do here. And this is a pretty great little system they got when it works right, when the sound is good. But we'll work with it the best we can. Meanwhile, we'll just keep doing it until they force us to go to an alternative. And I'm closing that message now. I have been out in the shop a little bit, fiddling, or piddling, or I think I was actually doing a little something, so we'll call it meticulating, because I'm meticulously working on tiny things. But I've got the little Hyper Viper on the table, and I got a couple of coats of dope on it. Put one more coat of dope on the fuselage and tail feathers, and then um, finally decide on a color scheme. But I got paint that's not exactly like the colors that are on the original, and so my plans for doing it in the original colors are probably not going to be exact. I'll come as close as I can. Hey, Gary Sinclair, glad to see you tonight. Appreciate you dropping in on us. And so I'm gonna use the colors I've got to mix up and see what I can come up with. I've got black and white, and I've got several. I've got two or three colors of blue, and I have some vermilion. Excuse me, vermilion red that I bought. I bought 3 pints of it when it was on sale at Brodak on clearance. It was really cheap, so I'm gonna have to learn to like that color, I think, and see. And the Hyper Viper actually has got putrid colors. It's got kind of pea green and some kind of putrid little purple looking squares in the checkerboard pattern, and then it's mostly white. So I can handle the mostly white part, and what I do after that, I'll just make it up as I go along. And I know that Jeff Riley will come ask me if I'm using my spray gun yet. My little what do you call it? The sprayer airbrush. God, can't say it. Using my new airbrush, and now all I've done is played with it. I hadn't shot any paint through it yet, but I'm going to very soon. And here comes Sparky. Thank goodness, somebody to talk to besides myself. And that reminds me, I've got to turn my anti-troll controls on, because Sparky just jumped in with no problem at all. Opening cameraman. Are you there, Sparky?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. I'm just getting started tonight. Don't really have a whole lot going on yet. I'm trying to open my anti-pirate controls, but They're not opening yet.
I'm heating up for TV dinner, so I'm going to be eating TV dinner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I scarfed the pork chopping some taters before jumped on the air. Leftovers out of the fridge. So anyway, I'll keep talking as long as I can. Some of you guys out there watching. Oh boy, we got 3 people watching on YouTube now. Let's see. That's okay. That's Gary, Bob, and Jack. So if any of you guys wants to join us live, you know where to go in the At the Bench thread.
Manny, Mo, and Jack. You know who those guys are?
Say it again, Sparky.
Manny, Mo, and Jack. You know who those guys are?
No, I don't.
Pep Boys.
Oh, is that? I didn't know they had names.
Yeah. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Okay, I didn't know that. I know what they look like.
Yeah, I'll eat my dinner and then I'm going to go work on my airplane a little bit. This is my profile I'm working on.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's my anti-Jerry beater. Hey, I'd like to make a statement on the thread. They got that thread on there about best profile for classic and profile. I don't know what happened, but something happened in the database that thread just went away and it won't open up. It's error code 500. I'm not going to spend 100 hours trying to dig it out and figure out what's wrong with it. It's just gone. Start a new one. I get about 10,000 emails. I can't open it up. Well, I can't figure it out.
Okay. So the word's out. Sparky says, if you guys want that thread, then start a new one. The old one has bit the dust. It's gone.
I never seen that problem before. I can't even get in to delete it.
Really, that is strange. You should have access. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. You hang around computers long enough, you see something inexplicable every now and then.
It's there, but it's not there. It's a
Yeah,
problem. It's a problem in the database, and I
yeah,
read the maintenance on the database, but that didn't do any good. I'm just not going to go into it and figure out what. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of lines of code.
yeah. You'd never figure that out. It's some kind of shadow file, or it's just a marker that's still there, and the file's gone because it was deleted or whatever. Who knows? You'll never figure out.
So we're just not going to worry about it.
I keep I keep getting a message every time I open the show. Now it started last week. This is the 3rd show. It's set up in the top right where the yellow live button is. It says that Hangouts is going away later this year, and so we'll wait. We'll keep doing it until it's not here. They keep telling us that, but that's the first time I've gotten a notification like that. It was just recently. So let's see what happens.
They haven't sent me an official email, so I don't know when it's going to go away.
Yeah, we'll find an alternative.
Well, we have that. I'm still paying for that other alternative place.
Yeah, yeah. If we have to use that, we can figure. I can figure out what I need to do to be able to make it work.
They got live stream still, but we can still live stream it to YouTube. It's just the bandwidth. Okay, got my big TV dinner here.
Is it? What is it? Is it a turkey and dressing, or what you got?
Chicken Alfredo.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. I always like those turkey ones. Do they still? They don't put them in tin foil anymore. Where when you hit it with a metal fork and then ate it, it tasted a little like metal.
No,
Those were the good old days.
tastes like plastic bottles now. Yeah, shit. I didn't get me a soda. Oh,
I hope everybody's back and rested and decompressed after Brodak. We had a great wrap-up show. When was that? Was that just this past Monday? We had wrap-up show. Yeah, because nobody came Friday night. Everybody was too tired. And Monday we had a great show. Mike came on and showed us all of the planes and stuff they brought home, and talked a lot about it. And we had several people that filled us in on what all went on. So it sounds like big fun. And I posted all of your videos, Sparky, in our Pit Special newsletter. If you've gotten that, as well as most of them, there might be one or two short ones I missed, or one with bad sound and one that was only about a minute long.
yeah, I got to put the memorial up and the Tom Dixon stuff.
Yeah, I got both of those in the newsletter.
Well, had a problem at Brodak as far as filming goes. I didn't realize I had two 64 gigabyte cards in the camera. And I figured, well, that's a lot, you know, there's plenty of space. Wrong.
Really, 64 is a lot of room, but
Two 64 gigabyte cards.
yeah, I understand. So,
and I lost a lot of footage because it filled them up.
damn. What happened when it filled up? Did it just quietly start deleting itself and overlaying it with the new stuff?
Yep.
Oh, brother.
So I ordered two 128s. So that's a quarter of a terabyte.
I guess, you know, when you're filming at an event, at events like those, there's so much downtime with no action, but you don't want to turn the camera off because you'll miss something, and it fills up more than you even realize. I got a few movies. I've got one of Derek flying, and I haven't figured out yet if it's the last flight of David's Thundergazer.
There's Gerald.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you tonight, Gerald. How are you?
Hi, I'm Gerald and Otto. Sorry, we're at a flying meet today. Yeah. The control line combat meet. So,
all right. Shortest day of the year, right?
Yeah, the shortest day combat. So I'll pan the camera around and I'll show you some of the models here. Okay. Probably sound will be poor, but at least you can have a bit of a look at what's here. So I'll go down the flight line and you can see some of the models.
Excellent.
Present it to everyone, Rusty.
Fleet of models there.
Fleet of models. All right.
That looked like you had about 6 or 8 of them in the car when you showed me that picture earlier today.
Yeah, we got 17 in the car.
Do they know about Stunthangar, Gerald?
Sorry?
Do all them guys know about Stunthangar?
A lot of them do, but we'll talk about it after. We'll tell them that we broadcast a short clip on Stunthangar. But yeah, there's a good turnout here. Quite a few people here at the field.
Yeah, looks like a good turnout. Kind of a gray winter day.
And here's Max. Say hello to Sparky and Rusty on Stunthangar.
Hey, Max. Hi. How you doing, bud?
Good. The Otto's all kitted out with his camo jacket and his helmet. He actually made it to the semi-finals. He made it to the finals.
Gerald, excellent. The camera farther down. We can only see the top of his helmet.
Okay, there's Otto.
There you go.
Hey, Otto. That's a World War II style American World War II style helmet.
Yeah.
It's one of their parade helmets.
Is it made out of iron?
It's a parade helmet.
Parade helmet.
Yeah, I had one like that too. It was made out of something like fiberglass or something.
Yeah, it's been quite good for combat flying, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're almost winding up the contest now, and yeah, we've just on to the last of the final rounds. So
it looks nice and green to be the middle of the winter. I can see the trees are bare, but the grass is green.
Yeah, it's cool, but not freezing around here.
At least there's none of that white shit on the ground.
No.
Yeah, it's quite a secluded area, but we've got a big eatery in the distance that we there's like it's next to the motorway.
There's a place called Pocono Bacon. We went down there and it was lovely.
Yeah, we had a brilliant lunch at the Pocono Bacon, so that was one of the best parts of coming here. It's always a good inducement to flying at Mercer. But,
I see you're following me on Twitter, Gerald.
oh. I normally look at some of your posts on Twitter, but I'm being told I should show you the Waikato River.
Right next to the Waikato. Right next to it.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest rivers in New Zealand. I don't know.
If we stand over here in that way, we'll get a good
down. We can't see anything. We're seeing the sky.
Okay.
Down there.
Oh, there, it just got better color too.
Yeah, that's the Waikato River in the background there. Yeah, it's a huge river that runs through here. When we went to fly this morning, it was very foggy, and I was wondering how could you see each other's models? It was so foggy.
It was really
good. So, yeah, you can see that all the trees are in autumn right now.
Yeah.
What is it? Morning down there now?
It's early afternoon, but it'll be dark early. It'll be dark by 5 o'clock, being the shortest day today. So, yeah, that's a view around where we're flying. I'll try and pan around again. And it looks like they're nearly ready to start the next combat bout. So I might just try and show you some of the combat bout, and then we'll call it quits from there. So, yeah, sounds like they're about to start the honker, and then we can maybe see a bit of footage of the combat bout live.
Right.
Up there.
That's pretty good considering it's on video over cellular. All right, we got one up.
Yeah, it'll be 1 minute, and then they'll start the combat in or about 30 seconds now.
Now, what size combat is this, Gerald? Just speed limit or cafe or what?
This is like a slow combat. They fly with similar to the F2D rules, but the models are 2.5 CC or 15, like very similar to F2D, but it's limited to 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's about what we call speed limit here.
So, me and Otto were using, I was using a 25 on one model, an OS25, and Otto was using a Fox 19. He had better luck with my motor than with the 19 than I had with my OS. I lost out on ground time. Oh, there's one model's down. Line tangle.
It's pretty cool. We can get live programs from all over the world.
No kidding. I'm surprised at how good the reception is.
It'll be over in a few minutes. They've only got 4 minutes for about, so unless they can get it model up in the air, they're going to. Glenn Lewis will win on airtime by the look of it.
Have they got the line tangles undone now?
Yeah, they've got the line tangle sorted, but they're just trying to get the motor again running. I think they're trying to refill the bladder right now by the look of it. So they're going to flag it away. I'll walk down and get Alina to say hello. Well, they're sorting out the model anyway. A little bit quieter. So if you can just say hello to
Hi everyone.
Hey, Alina.
I'm going flying here in the Waikato.
Yeah, point the camera down, girl.
Alina, are you flying combat
Hi.
too?
There you go. How you doing?
So Otto did quite well today with his flying. His first competition flying combat, so we're real happy.
Right, and combat's tough. That's a tough sport.
Yeah.
Alina, do
And
you fly any combat yourself?
Well, I didn't fly myself today, but I was just supporting Gerald and Otto.
All right, well, good for you.
Hard to hear, Gerald.
Yeah. Oh well, I think that's the end of the match. Somebody's won on airtime. It's Glenn Lewis. It's won on airtime. I think that's the end of our event for today. But what I'll do is I'll try coming back on Tuesday, then it'll be easier to communicate. But I thought at least it'll be good to show you a little bit of what we do here on the shortest day in winter anyway.
Yeah, that looks like a beautiful place to fly.
Yeah, it's a nice place. The best thing is having a nice eatery, and there's a McDonald's and a whole lot of different nice cafes and restaurants close by. So it's a nice venue to visit. We've actually had different people from around the world visit when they've got their different contests on here. So it's tying it in with a holiday, I think that makes it for those people that do visit. But anyway, I'll wish everybody a good day, and we'll sign off for now.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for checking in with us. And so, Wimmer team signing off.
Okay. Oh, good night.
We'll see y'all next week.
See you, Rusty. See you, Sparky.
All right. Good night.
Well, that was nice of him to.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That was a pretty good connection he had to be out there. But yeah, good to see. I wasn't expecting him to come in tonight. Let's see what we got going on in YouTube. I think we missed a few comments. Oh, Bob Bishop's asking about the two 64 gigabyte cards in your camera. He wants to know, was it putting duplicates on both cards?
No.
Yeah, I suspect it streams them serially.
If that's annoying, you can turn the mic off.
Okay. Hey, at least you're making some noise. I'll just leave the mic on until somebody comes in here. It's not like I've got everybody entertained with my brilliant commentary.
Well,
Yeah.
I won't be standing long on this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna click it off for just a second. There we go. Both of us say Stunthangar. I turned myself off instead of Sparky. I wish there was a name. I wish there was a way to change my name and Sparky's name so we weren't both named Stunthangar. Just have to. We got different pictures, but we just don't have different names. That confuses people that don't know from the YouTubers too. Oh, Jack, I did ask him if that was Class A or half A, and it was, I guess, A. They were using like OS 25s and that sort of thing. He said it was 80-mile-an-hour combat, so that's what we call speed limit here. And I'm not even sure speed limit is a actual sanctioned class or sanctioned event, but there's fast combat and there's slow combat, and I think speed limit and slow combat are both about the same speed. But from what I've seen, people fly slow combat with old stuff from back in the day, like flight streaks and ringmasters and stuff like that, or Sterling Mustangs and Yak 9s. Those two actually are meant to be paired together. And I've still got that P-51 I bought from Mike Leinke a couple of years ago and never built the Mustang I intend to build and hang next to my Yak 9. Ron Cribbs gave me that Yak 9 years ago, and it was the first flapped plane I ever built. Everybody told me not to put flaps on the Yak 9, but I didn't. I had never built a flapped plane before and never really flown one either, except for a couple of other people's planes, and wanted to. So I went ahead and built the flaps into it. And immediately I know why they said that I don't need to build flaps, because it doesn't need it. It flies so it turns so quick, it's almost like flying a big half-A plane. And so, yeah, for those who want to build Yak 9s, I agree. Leave the flaps as a fixed addition to the wing trail edge instead of hinged. There's no need to hinge it. And it makes it a whole lot easier to build too, or at least some easier. That was also my first experience with the pinned hinges too. Got 9 people watching on the tube. Oh, I see Bob Bishop got Pet Boys. I don't know if you wrote that before Sparky told me who the 3 guys were or not. I didn't see it when you posted it, or I could have answered it before he told me. Well, we might have a short show tonight. I know it's dead air. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty tired tonight. I got attacked by a cat today. It wasn't an attack, but I sat on the damn thing. She wanted to come in while I was eating my lunch. I had just gotten home with my lunch and let the cats out after juggling them, and they finally decided they wanted to go out. So I'm sitting in my chair taking first few bites of my sandwich. It's a gyro. I love gyros. And so the damn cat comes to the door and starts scratching at it, and I open the door, let the cat in, walk back to my chair and go to sit down. Well, I never saw the damn cat pass me, but she obviously ran past me and jumped in the chair. And when I went to sit down, she was in the chair. And so I sat on the damn cat. And when I felt her, I tried to put my arms down and brace her. And I couldn't slow down enough. I had unlocked my knees and I was headed down butt first for the chair and squashed her. And she went wild, panicked, tried to get out and climbed up my left arm and just scratched the crap out of it. So now I'm all bandaged up. And I'll tell you what, cat scratches hurt. Hope I don't get cat scratch fever.
They get infected.
No kidding. And this is my dialysis arm too. So don't need anything to go wrong with that arm. That's my lifeline.
What I'm doing here is this is a foam wing of my June arm, and I'm going to use them pocket hinges, and you got to have wood to back it up. You know, you can't glue the hinge into foam.
Let's see, Jack Snavely, John Skukalak says, Rusty, the Golden Bees run inverted. I have one from Brodak. It runs and starts great, but when I flip it inverted, it quits. Yeah, John, it will run inverted. The tank itself doesn't have any problem, but what the thing is that the tube that goes to the fuel feed nipple in the back of the back plate is in the 8 o'clock position, so that when it's upright and flying, the centrifugal force holds the gas against the tube. So if you're going to fly inverted, you got to do it at the very first part of the flight, because after the fuel gets close to half full, if you flip it inverted, it's going to uncover the pickup. So that's what the problem is. So yeah, they call those tanks for inverted flight, but it's only good when it's almost full before you get to half a tank.
Or you can put a Golden Bee tank on it.
No, that's what he's got on it. This is a Golden Bee, but still the tanks. When you flip it upside down, it's at the fuel line flips from the 8 o'clock position to the 2 o'clock position or 11 o'clock position, whatever. Depends on which way you look at it, but yeah, it's up high, so the fuel's down low. Nothing works as well as a wedge tank for keeping on a profile for keeping fuel out, covering the pickup no matter where you are. Jack says we've been having rain every day, so no flying as it's wet or very humid.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get any practice in tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day.
Speaking of humid, I've got a picture of something I've never seen before. It might take me just a minute to open that folder and get my picture. Let's see, where are we? Desktop and desktop backgrounds and water slinky. Where's the water slinky? You know what a water slinky is, Sparky?
No.
I don't know if anybody else calls it that, but Kim Stricker, one of our new video members, actually, one of my friends at Cox Engine Forum, posted it, and I'm waiting to see if I can find it. Let me type it in the search box. It's really cool. Slinky.
Yeah, it's going to show. Yeah. don't have any facts there. I need to look. I got a slight hole in there. Oh, well, it's on the bottom. Yep. Yep. I'm supposed to go over to John's house tomorrow, my buddy, and I was supposed to core these wings, but it looks like I'm not going to have them ready to go. I'm just too tired at the end of the day to work. I mean, after work to do any building.
Oh, well, I promised y'all a picture, but I can't find it. I can't spend all damn night looking for it either.
Wonder why nobody's come on. I guess they don't like me.
I don't know. I'm sure that the at the bench must be working, else Gerald wouldn't have been able to get in.
No, it's working because that's how I got here.
Okay. I guess it's Friday night. Everybody's just tired. We've been having good shows lately. Ah, I found the vapor slinky. That's it. All right. Open that. Everything's so slow. This video processing uses so many resources. All right, here's vapor slinky.
Here comes somebody, and I don't know who it is.
Oh, okay, let me get this out of the way so I can see him and let him in. That is Steve, showing broadcast. There we go. Hey, Steve.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had turned my mic on or not.
Yeah,
We
I
have
couldn't see that first, but I got you. I'm fixing to show a picture now. Let's see, sharing. Finally took me forever to find it. And application window.
Hey, Sparky,
yeah.
you need nitro?
I don't know why. You got some?
Oh yeah.
Get fixed by gallon?
I watched that video and stuff and about not having nitro and you guys mixing your own fuel.
Oh yeah, we mix our own here.
I think I got 6 or 7 gallons.
How much was it a gallon?
45.
Pretty good price.
If you want some, I'll bring some to the Nats to you.
All right, bring me a gallon.
All right.
Okay, finally. Okay, can y'all see the vapor slinky now?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Hang on just a second. Let me present so that everybody can see it. Well, it's not like there's everybody to see, but present to everyone. Okay.
It looks
And now the YouTubers can see it. Can you see about that, the way the moisture goes into a coil around that plane as it's rolling out down the runway?
it looks to me like they just have the shutter speed wrong, but could be wrong.
You know what? That might be. I've never seen it in real life, and I've never seen it in a picture before either. Now, Kim that posted that, he's an airplane guy, so I'll ask him to talk more about that next time he comes in. This picture is part of a show and tell slideshow that he's going to do for us. So we'll find out more about that when it comes along. But I thought that was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be the full length of the airplane. And then back behind it though.
Maybe. Bob Bishop says tip vortices.
Well,
What wing are you building now, Sparky?
my profile, tuner, two tire six.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that you already cut a wing or something for your that other one you bought. The plans for it.
No, I won't be doing a full wing on that.
Okay.
Hold up.
Yeah, Bob Bishop says those are real, that they just happen in real high humidity.
Okay.
Well, this thing, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's only a profile.
Gary Sinclair says, now this is weird. Today you can stand a broom on the floor and it will stand by itself. What is it? It's either a witch broom or it's got a gyroscope in the stick.
Or it's really humid.
Or it's really humid. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Duh.
Sparky, when you do your wing, do you sheet it and then put the trailing edge on, or do you put the trailing edge on and then sheet over top of the trailing edge?
Trailing edge on and then sheet over it.
Oh, okay.
If you look here, the leading edge is on it and the trailing edge is on it. These blocks here are the hinge blocks. And then you make up the skin. You use the Z-epoxy. And I number them. You can see, and then the skin goes up to there. And then trim off everything after it dries. I'm hoping to get these all put together tonight so they're drying so I can take them tomorrow and core them. But I'm tired.
Been a long week, huh?
Yeah.
That took me a couple days, you know, to recover from Brodak.
I always have a good time when I go there. I got the only 3 pieces of wood they had there.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that did you show off that big old thick block you got that was so light?
No, I didn't show anybody. I go there every year and raid the wood pile.
Hey, Sparky, what have you got planned for that Conquest engine? What kind of plane were you going to put that on?
Speed plane.
Have you got one already, or are you going to build one for it?
I'm gonna build it.
What, a Perky or?
Probably.
You know, guys in Kalamazoo, all them, they all built Perkies and nobody's flown them yet. One guy did. And I forget what motor he put in it. Was it FP20 or something? But it goes, I mean, just because it's a little airplane, I guess, but that thing really scoots for, you know, it's not a rear exhaust or anything.
They go about 100.
What length lines they fly those on? 60 feet?
52, I think.
Oh.
Got to be 14,000 solids is something in the rules, and I don't know why.
Speaking of speed, the video of Mike flying his pulse jet, he was turning serious fast laps, like between 2 and 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure how fast that flies.
We don't know what kind of lines what size lines he was on either, but it was hauling ass. He was really spinning.
I think he was about on 60 because he was on the pavement part of that circle. And I'm not sure, I think it starts at 60 or maybe just a little bit, but he was about in the middle of it. So I'm not sure. That circle up there is that was where John flew his scale stuff on, and I'm not sure what link lines they fly on scale. Probably
flaps is about 100 miles an hour. You figure our airplanes are doing 55 at 5.2, double that, 100, that would be somewhere in the 3-second range.
Oh, okay.
That's just off the top of my head. I'm not 100% certain, but it's about 103 seconds.
Yeah, I got a couple of control line speed calculators bookmarked.
And I know that they keep changing line diameter, nitro rating, so they can't go over 200 miles an hour, but I think they still get some of their stuff up to around 180.
The 29s are the fast ones.
Yeah.
Why do they want to keep it under 200? Is that some kind of safety concern?
Yeah.
The NATS and the FAI or whatever, they're so dangerous anyway. And I mean, you got something, if a line ever broke, you got something coming off a line at 200 miles an hour, it hits somebody or.
We have a speed cage at Booter Park, and one of those, like Formula 40s, it had a Nelson on it. Formula 40 came off the line, and that thing went through the chain link fence. It stripped it down. Only thing that came out was the pan. Took the head off, but it shot out of that fence like a bullet. It was just unbelievable.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ah, here comes Al Ferraro. Hang on, let me let our friend in here. There we go. Hey, Al.
Hey, Rusty, Steve.
How are you tonight?
Good.
You rested up?
What's that?
You all rested up?
Yeah, after exercise camp.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
running around, flying everything.
Yeah, that's quite a workout, a week-long event. That's something I have never attended before, where it's that much flying, walking.
Yeah,
And
especially because I fly racing, speed, stunt. I flew Ringmaster. Were you there for Ringmaster, Steve?
No.
Uh,
That was Wednesday, I think, wasn't it?
yeah, you missed the lightning bolt. I flew the lightning bolt in Ringmaster.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Oh, that thing ran so sweet. It was the best running engine out of everybody there. That thing was like a torquey 4-stroke, and it broke up into a 2-stroke. It thing ran fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, I got to get mine going. I got to get the piston ordered. And
Yeah. My
40. I want to see if he's got a 40 piston. Everybody said what?
actually, my friend got so excited about it. He bought a 40 lightning bolt there, and they do have the 40 piston and ring, and he's going to try to put my mods to the 40.
Yeah,
I bought one of those McGass 40s from that guy that was there with the Series 21 liner and head.
Okay.
Ring piston in a lightning bolt cage.
Well, the lightning bolt comes with the fenced liner already, so all you have to do is put the Series 21 piston and ring in. But you heard my engine. You must have heard it. You were there. I don't know if you knew it was me, Sparky, but did you hear mine go?
No. But I got one of
notice?
Right.
Oh, it flies like a dream. It runs like a dream. Because when I was done flying, I said to the crowd, I said, now that's how a ringmaster is supposed to sound.
That lightning bolt case that you're talking about, the one with the caged liner. The caged liner is an RC engine. It comes off the blue head.
Is a what?
It comes off the blue.
Well, mine, I have 2 of them in my original.
We're losing them.
yeah, we got audio breaking up there.
Yeah, I got one. I got a brand new one. Oh, he's gone. I'll go get it. I can go out and get it. But yeah, that come with a cage liner already in it. Hold on a second.
Al, are you gone? Yeah, we just got a thumbnail picture of Al.
Yeah, it's burning. I love a McCoy.
A McCoy, really?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Oh, here comes Al again. Let me let him back in.
Damn.
Hey, okay, Al, you're back.
Shit.
Sounds like Sparky cut himself.
No.
Yeah, I froze up. I came back in.
Yeah, we saw you. Your audio went bad while
Yeah.
you were talking, and then you just freeze
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was saying, the lightning bolt engines is when Tester took over from McCoy, and they have the caged or fence liner, which holds the ring in. So you don't have to use the Series 21 liner. All you need is the Series 21 piston and ring. But then when you go to put it on the Series 21, when you go to put the Series 21 piston on the rod, you have to remount the Series 21 piston about 2 or 3 thousandths to get the wrist pin in.
Right. But you know what you're saying about the liner, I have a bunch of lightning bolt cases, 35s and 40s, that are not ringed.
Wow, I never saw that. Every lightning bolt I picked up, the engine, the piston, they're not ringed, but they have the caged liner. There's no ring on the piston.
I don't know. You probably can't see the cage in this one, but this is a brand new one.
Right.
And it has the cage, but it doesn't have the ring.
That's how a lightning bolt comes. Correct. And you can get a blue head like that. The blue head is the RC carburetor.
Right. Maybe they may have stuck. I don't know if they stuck ringed pistons in the RC version or not.
Oh, no, they didn't. Because my friend is just doing that.
Right. They were getting rid of cases, so they used they didn't have liners, but they had pistons and cases or whatever. So they end up putting
Right.
the cylinder.
They were using up all their old pistons. When Testers took over, they were using all the old McCoy pistons and putting them in the caged liner. And then when they came out with the Series 21, then they, made it a ring. But that engine runs like a dream. I mean, that thing flips 2 to 4 stroke. It flips back and forth like you got a light switch on it.
Hang on a second. I'll walk out to the car and get it. It's still in the back.
We got a YouTuber talking McCoy's. Pat McElrave. He says anybody needs McCoy Redhead 35s and 140 new and old condition to contact him and let him know. What you got there?
I got lucky there. I was looking and I got a 35 brand new one, a lightning bolt. So yeah, I'm gonna do them.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the finished products.
I did. Yeah, I got to see it in the back of your car.
Yeah, we crashed the other ones, Rusty.
Really?
Yeah. Well, as luck would have it, by the time our turn came to fly, it was windy to begin with, but then when it came, we were the last two. Well, the last two, the guy before Jim, my friend Jim went up, scratched. So we thought, well, we tried to make it with Jim. I revved it, leaned his engine out all the way, and it got so gusty. It was blowing the chairs over and everything. And when he did the outside squares, when he got up to the top of the square loop, it blew him out of the square, completely blew him out of the square.
Oh,
And then, but he recovered it. He caught the plane. He went around a few laps. He waved it off, but then he decided to keep on going again. And he did his figure eights, the round eights, and then he went to the square eights. And when he hit the outside of the square eight, the wind just blew him out and put him in the ground, and he has to put a new wing in the plane.
oh man.
Yeah,
that was one of those times where he's probably slapping himself in the head.
Yeah, I mean, for him, for him, it's not that big of a deal. He because we put him in, cut it out, take the wing out, and
Yeah.
take the new wing and put it back in. The fuselage is perfect, but they were running great. They flew beautiful. We flew them both like 2 days before, and put patterns on them and stuff. They ran great.
That's a great looking model.
Yeah, no, it flies beautiful, but it's just that, like I said, when it came to us, the wind was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like,
I've been hearing plenty.
He did what he did already. He got through the wing over it, and I leaned out that the 61 as hard as I could get it, because I knew he was going to need every bit of power that it would take. And
Yeah.
but as soon as he went up and he did it was at the top of the outside. Went up and gave it down to do the top corner. It blew him right out of the circle, and it was like he was doing a wing over. It was just like coming through. He caught it the first time, but then when he did it in the square eights, he didn't catch it that time, and it was a lawn dart.
Like the wind was changing directions.
Yeah, well, yeah. When it came to us, our turn to fly, it got gusty. It changed direction, and it blew.
Yeah.
And,
Otherwise it wouldn't have blown it like that into a wing over. But that's tough. I hate that y'all had such high winds, but it was windy the whole week, wasn't it?
Pretty much. I mean, the last day Pent wasn't bad. The very last day, but yeah, it was pretty windy. But I was flying, racing and some speed and stuff like that, so it didn't.
Combat.
Yep, combat. Combat. I bombed out in combat. It was. I was just doing too many things. I was flying 3 events that day, and I had really my one guy, I had nobody helping me. So I put my lines on backwards. I get the one guy to let it go. I go, okay, let it go. Poop, right in the ground. I go, oh, gee, it was just ridiculous. I was just rushing around too much,
That was Thursday, wasn't it?
They flew 2. It was supposed to be Thursday only, but because Thursday was threatening for rain, they flew 2 rounds on Wednesday and 2 rounds on Thursday.
Oh, I see.
So I'm flying like 3-4 events, on Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then we wanted to concentrate on the half A's, and Thursday was Ringmaster Day too, so I wanted to fly my Ringmaster. So it was here's what. So
I didn't have that engine in my car. In my trailer.
Okay. Yeah, it's too bad could have helped you or whatever on Thursday. I only stayed there for an hour and a half because my back was hurting so bad. I went back to the motel room and laid down.
Your back would have killing you if you wanted to do what you were doing.
Yeah, Gary Sinclair was asking me to ask you how your back was. So
it's doing better now. It's I don't know. I was gonna fly tonight and I didn't. We put up that new vector. It's all done, and they flew it. but that's my upper back where I got the bulging disc that's hurting there. I got, before I left and went to Brodak, they put me on a job to where I had to carry stuff up on a straight, we call it a scuttle hole. Straight ladder goes up 2 stories up through the roof with a roof hatch. And I had to make a couple trips up and down that. And I got my lower back where I got the discs that are deteriorating so sore. And then the drive, I don't know, the bumping in my truck with a sore back. I didn't sleep. I got up and went, and I got there late because I couldn't lift my right leg Thursday morning at all. I couldn't pick it up. So, but I kept trying to free it up or whatever. It's like it won't move. It hurts so bad. And I finally got it to where I'm like, well, I can walk. And I went to the field, but the unlevel ground is just killer on my back. So I went back. Friday, I did pretty good Friday and did pretty good Saturday. And by Monday, my back it hurts all the time, but I could walk. But I got the grass and stuff really hurts me. But I got a doctor's appointment on the 10th.
God, you have to wait so long to see doctors these days.
Well, my doctor's on vacation for 2 weeks.
Uh,
And then to get back in, but so I'll find out more then. All the x-rays or the CAT scan. Yeah, it was CAT scan. All the CAT scans are sent to them, so hopefully I'll know more what they think.
I hope they can fix it up for you, but don't let them kill you at work either. I mean, I know you got to have a paycheck, but your back's more important than that. You'll figure out some way,
I can fix it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shoot me?
Take my hammer and hit your foot. It'll transfer the pain.
Yep, that's right. You'll forget all about your back for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Then you'll run around and
my ring finger here. Samantha's mom went to kick me, and I won't say where, but I put my hand out, and the heel of her shoe drove my finger back into my hand to where my fingernail was right there at the knuckle with this big wad of skin.
Oh, God.
And I pulled it out, and now they had to do it. I had to have an operation on it and everything like that. It was experimental, but I got it to where I moved. But the whole time with that happening, I never took a pain pill. And they couldn't believe it. And it's like, well, I can take a lot of pain. And with my back hurting, my back hurts worse than that broken finger. I mean, there's something that a nerve or something that it does something to hurt so bad that I can hardly stand it. Like I told my cousin when all that shit was going on, I said, I feel like going out and trying to buy some Oxycontin or something off the damn black market. I just can't take this pain anymore. But it's better now, so it's tolerable.
Sparky, are you going to the Nats?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send that primer up with Jim to give to you.
All right.
You're not going to get to go?
Me? No, I can't go. I can't take another week off from work. That close back to back.
I thought you owned your own business.
What's that?
I thought you owned your own business.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a week off. They're the owner.
Yeah, right.
It might be what it seems like, but it probably doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It's funny when I can take off, at a moment's notice, like a day here, a day there. But to stretch it out like that, that's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, trying to keep all the process of the cars coming in and going out.
Right, and estimating and all that stuff.
Has anybody seen Bill Little?
No, I hadn't heard anything from him in ages. I think Will would have told us if anything significant had happened to him. As far as I know, he's still a member of our Carolina gang.
Didn't he have cancer or something?
No,
What was it that happened to him?
I can't tell you.
Oh,
I can tell you in private, but I can't tell you here.
okay. But yeah, I knew there was something that was real wrong.
He's been out of the circuit so long, I've never met him in person because I've been with the club since 2013, and I used to talk to him via email fairly often, and but he never came to a meeting or anything after I joined the club, and he's gradually faded out since then, and until now that you mentioned him, I hadn't heard anything in a long time.
Put me and you together and double it, and that's Bill Little. And
Put them together?
Rusty and me together and double it. That's how big Bill Little is.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. He's a big boy.
I saw Howard's was it Shenton was there.
Howard Shenton, yeah, he's a bear too.
Yeah, I flew combat against him in the circle with him.
He can't look up. He has to fly over his head.
I mean,
Yeah, he offered me $20 for my voodoo. I got 200 for it.
I admire his enthusiasm. He wants to be in there and do it. And
yeah, he's still giving it the old try. That's good.
He's really, he wants the handle in his hand. He wants to go around, and everybody's looking out for him.
Yeah, he's fighting to stay in there. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much fight I got in me left. I'm hoping I got some, but some days it doesn't seem like the life force is with me. I'm doing PT now though to get my balance and stamina back. So I'm trying very carefully not to do anything that causes a setback, because I don't think I have any setbacks left. And this seems to be working. So I have, once again, I have high hopes that I can be competitive by October, or at least able to get out and fly. I don't have to be competitive anymore. I just want to be able to get out with my buddies and fly.
Right.
Now I could stand there and fly loops and lazy eights if I wanted to,
But do you have muscle at for free, or what do they call it?
Yeah, I'm so skinny already. I just didn't have a lot to lose, and I've lost all the muscles it takes to be steady. So if I start to fall, I can't stop the fall. I just go down.
How much do you walk every day, Rusty?
I don't walk a lot on dialysis days. That's 3 days a week. On the weekends, I'm up around the yard and the house a pretty good bit. I don't go walk around the neighborhood. Maybe I should do that.
Got an iPhone?
They work me out at physical therapy pretty good.
Have an iPhone?
I do.
They got a heart health app on it. You're supposed to walk 10,000 steps a day.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. Actually, I got an Android, but you can get the same kind of app for that.
Yeah, or you get one of those Fitbit watches.
I'm nowhere near that many steps a day.
Yeah.
8,643, 3.8 miles for me today.
Yeah.
11,143, 4.6 miles yesterday. That's just, and you wouldn't think, and it tells you how many flights of stairs you go up to. I went up 6 flights of stairs today.
You better watch. You better watch it, Sparky, carrying that app around, because then Big Brother's going to watch you when it comes time to evaluate your health insurance.
They are. I can bet on that.
Yeah, that's why I said, my kid said, "Oh, put that step app on your, or wear this watch." I said, "I'm not wearing that thing." I said, then when I go for medical insurance, they'll say that's one more thing they'll use against you.
My automotive insurance company wants me to get an app that ostensibly can save me money by my safe driving, when it monitors your speed, hard stops, everything you do in the car. And I'm like, I don't want to be misinterpreted when I pass a farmer on a country road and have to go way over the speed limit for a second, and I just don't need that. No way I'm putting that on until they force me to.
Yeah, I know somebody that had that in their car, and from what they were paying to what it would save them when they adjusted or they checked on his driving, he went up higher.
Yeah.
And when he tried to change insurance companies, that follows you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Hey, Dennis Edmison just joined us. How are you today?
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no problem. I read that. I got a copy of that email you wrote about Pampa. That was a good.
Oh, you saw that one about T. Michael.
Yeah, that was a good little read.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. I just hope he doesn't burn out. That's all.
Yeah.
T. Michael Jennings.
Yes.
Yep.
That's Nicolas Gage from My Classic Car.
What's that?
I'm sorry again.
He looks like Nicolas Gage from My Classic Car. That's what I call him.
Huh. Well, I think T. Michael and Jim Lee ought to have a mustache contest. I think they both win.
Oh, have they both got handlebars?
Oh yeah. Well, Jim's is classic, and then Michael's is more bushier and everything like that. He looks like he walked out of a maybe the bad guy in a western or something like that. I don't know.
I think I've seen a picture of him. Now, Jim has a great looking mustache. It's always
he looks
well
like
groomed.
Quartet or something. But.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's always well groomed. It fits him.
Yeah.
He rarely ever makes it down here. Once in a while, he'll come to the October contest in Huntersville.
Who, Jim does?
Yeah.
Back in high school in gym class, if you guys had, I called it a pegboard. It was on the wall, and you took these peg things and put in it, and had to climb up it and back down it and stuff like that. And we had different guys try, and some of them got halfway up and let go, and then you had to get a ladder to get the pegs out and stuff like that. And we had a gym teacher, and had this damn wax mustache and stuff like this, and he was talking about he was a Navy SEAL, and as a kid, hell, we're in 6th, 7th grade. We didn't know what a Navy SEAL was. Well, I don't know. He told some kid that he'd get an A or he'd pass a class if he could climb that thing, And he said, he goes, "Yeah, you want me to do it for that, but you wouldn't be able to do it. You're age or whatever." He jumped up on there and took the 3 passes or 4 passes. You go up and down and up and down. Had to step over and dropped off. And we looked at him like, oh my God.
This guy's for real, huh?
This guy is for real. Not later in my life did I know what it was to be a Navy SEAL. But yeah, he could climb that pegboard thing way up there, and there wasn't nobody.
I bet that mouthy kid couldn't do it either, could he? Did he try it?
No, he actually did make it to the top, but over he ended up dropping down. It was a pretty good drop. But yeah, he couldn't. And it kind of reminds me of that American Ninja where they do stuff. But yeah, they go up But what held him up was he couldn't reach way over to get this. He could get it like to the first one, but then he was trying that, but then he
Yeah.
finally fell. But
What
hey,
did they have? Tumbling mats at the bottom or something to fall on?
yeah, or just the wooden floor. Back then, I mean, we didn't get hurt like kids do today.
Yeah, yeah, that generation bounced better, right?
I mean, shit, I remember when I don't know, like 7, 8 years old, we got up on the garage and had our little capes on like Superman, and we're jumping off the garage. My mom about had a fit when she caught us. When my dad got home, he let me know why I wasn't supposed to wear a cape and jump off the garage. But none of us got hurt. You know, we were always doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
As Batman was big back then, Superman, you know, but Batman was the big one on TV at that time. Oh.
Yeah, I used to watch Batman regularly.
Yeah, was it Jim West or is that it? Was his name?
Adam West, wasn't it?
Adam West, yeah, Adam West.
Adam West. Yeah.
Jim West and Artemis Jones was, what the hell was that?
Oh, the old Western. The Wild Wild West was.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. I got a question for you, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
We put a couple flights on that new Vector of mine, and will the Hubrin timer only go to 10,490 RPM, or is that the ESC that's doing that?
I don't know. Probably you're using FM9, right?
Yeah.
And did you have it reprogrammed with the Hornet in it?
This one was on the Jetty,
Oh,
but that's programmed in there too.
well, wait a minute. Do you have the Hubin timer running the Jetty ESC?
Yep.
Okay, I have no idea what the combinations would be there.
Yeah, I didn't know because you can adjust RPM in that Jetty time or ESC, and I had it set at 11,000, and I don't know if the Hubrin then knows and only so it gives it a little head space.
Mm-hmm.
But the lap times were slow, but you could hear the engine actually changing and stuff to maintain constant RPM.
Mm-hmm.
That Ferretti, he's sending me a new timer, but they said, you know, before you do anything, you're supposed to trim the airplane, get it level and all that. And I thought, well, hell, I might as well do it with a Hubrin, get everything all trimmed out. And then when the other timer gets here from Brazil or wherever he's at, Argentina or something,
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, I can just put it in there and then get all the trim and stuff like that. But it flew well, except I couldn't get any more RPM out of it. But I'm not sure. What RPM do you normally?
Oh, I'm running like on the yellow airplane last week. I think I was running 9,400, something like that. So I don't know how you got to 10,004. So
yeah, it's on one of them Brodak electric props, but that thing is act like it don't pull.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be just.
Right. The other dumb question too is, are you sure you're getting 10,004? Did you measure it?
Yep.
Okay. So.
Yep. And it was getting that. And that's what I thought on a 5-pitch prop, 10,400. That thing should have been screaming around there.
Yeah. Well, if you want another back check on it, put the APC on it, the 10.5.8 or something like that.
Well, what it is that I bought the spinners from Max Products or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had the 4mm collet in it, and I got 5mm on order, and they said they sent them, but I haven't seen them yet. But that diameter for the prop nut or the prop whatever goes on a the electric props without having, it must be 1/4 inch. You don't have to ream it or whatever.
Right.
My other ones that got 5mm, you got to ream the prop out. Well, I got like 3 new props, but I didn't want to ream one out that, you know, so I could use it on there. And then it won't be able to use it on, you know, once I get the other collets in.
Well, you can always use one of the APC sleeves on it after you drill it out. You can sleeve it back down to where you need it.
Yeah, I guess.
You drill it to, what is it, 3/8, and then you put whatever tube insert you need to get to whatever shaft size you need.
Oh,
You can
okay.
get that from here.
I just stack up brass tubes till it fits.
Yeah, brass tube might even be easier. A lot of people like that. Cut
Yeah,
them and like maybe pick up
doing
the
that because
back.
it's a factory hole, and I know everything is perfect, and you ream them out, and I don't know. I've seen them wobble, and
All right. Well, Sparky will tell you drill it out, it's lighter.
Right,
That's right.
right.
So,
but yeah, I have a feeling it's the prop because I checked the RPM on the other vector, and it was 94. So I set it at 94, and it won't even pull it through the grass.
all right, take the prop off, you know, prop and adapter or whatever, take it all off the other vector and put it on that one and see, you know, change the whole thing that way. That would be it. That would get you to the point where you can trim out the airplane at least.
Yeah.
Put a rev up on it.
Yeah, I don't have a rev up, but I'll tell you what, listening to the guy that did the classes or whatever,
Tom Dixon.
yeah, Tom Dixon. That really was pretty smart. If you take a BY&O prop
Crash.
that's too long and then cut the tips off down to size so it's a fat blade. So it was kind of like the old rev ups. I'm like, you know, I never thought about that. But
Take
you know,
it
you wind up
and you cut the tips off, and you throw it in the trash can, and you're better off. Never crap.
Just throw it in the trash can before you cut the tips off.
Yeah, you can do that.
Why waste your time?
Yeah.
that was a pretty good idea. If you can't get the rev ups, that's what he was doing. You know, his airplane seemed to fly pretty good.
Yeah.
What size is he after?
Huh?
What's his, what's the,
What was it? What is it? That 12.6 extra wide or whatever you get, Sparky?
Those are EWs, and they're really hard to come by. You don't get them very often. I picked another one up at the Rodax, but buy all the EWs you can get a hold of.
Are they out of production now?
what engine is he putting that on?
He's got stars.
Yeah, double star 60.
Oh,
But since he didn't have any of the extra wide like Sparky has, he just took I think it was a 13-inch or whatever, and then cut the tips off until he got to the wide part of a BY&O.
You take a 14 and reshape it, but
Oh.
don't start off with a BY&O. Just throw it in the trash. Buy a rev up, a big rev up. You can still get them. You can recarve them.
I tried one of those BY&O once on a Fox, and the thing, I guess it went into vibration mode, and the balloon splintered. It just like completely splintered.
Wow.
Tips. I never picked up another one.
I don't know why John didn't make rev ups instead of BY&Os.
He did make a few of them, but I don't know, they didn't sell or something. He owns the Rev Up name, and
I don't think so.
He has thousands and thousands of Rev Up props there.
yeah, he told me he bought out Rev Up, owns the name and everything.
I saw, one year when I took the tour, he has like boxes and boxes and boxes of Rev Ups.
But he has everything everything that I don't need.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. He's got about the only rev ups you find anymore are ones in really, really odd duck sizes. You know, there are ones left over because absolutely nobody could use them. But,
8.7s, got 14,
yeah,
5 oddball shit.
the so Sparky, we're using the extra wide rev ups. I guess didn't they stop at? I only remember the 10-inch 10.6 CW and 11.6 CW. Is that what you're using?
No, not on a Super Tiger 60. 13.6 is what I use on a Super Tiger, just like this one.
Okay, that's a regular. That's not an EW though, is it?
No, just
Okay.
I also
you know, what the heck? Maybe I think I got a handful of Revo props laying around here and there left over from you know, days gone by. What the heck? Maybe I should put them up on the classifieds and get rich. So
put them up on eBay. They bring big money on eBay.
yeah, well, I'll sell them to you. I'll
No,
get rich. Have you, or I'll trade them to you for some of their unobtainium balsa wood. How's that?
Yeah, that ain't happening either.
I'd have better luck selling it to you than trading it. Huh? So okay.
What are the most popular types of wood for wooden props? I know Top Flight always says they're made out of beech. Is that the most common?
Yep.
What is it? I think baseball bats are made out of ash, I think, a lot of times.
There were Top Flight started making props out of maple, and that was really good. They took the regular prop series and they just made them in maple. They called them the Super M series. They were the same shapes and everything else.
I never had much luck with Top Flight.
Yeah, I think when Top Flight made the PowerPoint series, I think those were maple.
Yeah,
I don't know.
my plane just fell on their face when I put a Top Flight prop on them. I don't know what the problem was.
I think rev ups are ash.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's magic in that wood. That's why they flash just right. I mean, you can't beat a rev up propeller on a Super Tiger 60. No way.
I don't even know what an ash tree looks like. I know that's what they make baseball bats out of, or they used to anyway.
Well, you're supposed to find one that's been struck by lightning too. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Is that right?
Natural. Make your bat out of a tree that's been struck by lightning. It's got extra energy in it.
It's got the extra energy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Robert Redford movie.
Wasn't sure if you were bullshitting me, if there was some real reason it was hardened or something.
I was just quoting the movie, from the movie. Find one that's been struck by lightning. So, I suppose that would be all right too for props if you use it on an electric, maybe. But
yeah.
Anyhow.
I'll have to write that down.
Yeah, that's it.
Dennis says.
Well, I know that Will Davis, he gave Samantha a couple props, and they're 11-inch, and I'm not sure what size prop he took, but he cut down an electric prop and took the thin tips off it to where it widened out. He said they pull better, and we've flown them. They seem to work well.
Mm-hmm. Were they wood or plastic?
They're just the plastic prop.
They're APCs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just cut them down so that they had a wider tip.
Mm-hmm.
And we flew it on the vector and stuff, and it was fine.
Did Will have anything to fly up at Brodak?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a classic airplane I'm putting together. It has a 11.6 EW on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's a 32.
Oh, that's your 32?
Yeah, I gotta clean it up. It's really nasty.
You put a pipe on it, or you're just gonna run it?
No, I just run it with a muffler.
Terrific.
On the stunt planes, I always used to use like the APCs on the 40s, 11.5 by 4, and on the 46s, it was a 12 1/4, 3 1/4. But then I discovered the Master Ash Screw 3-bladed 11.6. And what I do with that is on the,
I've got one of them.
yeah, well, on the port, on a LA Ford, it's too much load. Yeah, I have to cut it down to a 10. You got to cut it a half an inch off each blade, make it a 10-6 for the 46, and you got to cut a little bit more for the 40s. And it's really an amazing prop when you do that and balance it right. I mean, I have, the guy that's been showing me the ropes and stunt told me that I won't find a better prop than the 11.5 by 4 APC, on a Brodak 40. And I just was playing with that Master S Screw 11.6, and it's way better. And I had an expert stunt flyer, gave it to him to try it on his Brodak 40, and he noticed a huge difference also. And it really works good. But you can use the 10.6 Master Air Screw. It has to be the 11.6. Or the 10.5. The 10.5 Master Air Screw has no tension to it, no pull to it.
Yeah, they say that Master Air Screw is typically underpitched.
Is that plastic one?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried the 10.5 3-blade and I was like,
it's garbage.
Yeah, I got it downstairs. But you take a 11.6 and cut it down, huh?
Take the 11.6 and cut it down to the diameter of that 10.6 and use that on your LA 46. And then if you're going to put on an LA 40 or a Brodak 40, take another 1/8 off of each tip. And it's amazing. And make sure you balance it. I mean, it took a plane that was twitchy, in the wind, and makes it rock solid.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a stunt flyer, but I know how to tune things and stuff. And so like I said, I have a friend that's an expert pilot, and he has a Gieske Nobler with a Brodak 40 in it, and that the moon kit and the moon on
Pollution props.
I have some of those too. They got a real wide blade. I tried that, but they didn't have enough pitch to them. It was like, those are like, what do they call that when they hover the RC planes?
Yeah.
And it had a lot of torque to it, but it had no pitch to it.
Well, I guess they quit making them, but because you can't get rev ups, we always flew 11.7.5s or 11.7 1/4s. And
but you're right.
I got like 3 or 4 props left, and I save them just when I'm going to put up something. But we were messing around with them Evolution props.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hold of 11.7. It worked real well. But like anything else, you find it and you like it, and they quit making it.
Yeah. But you're right that the 10.5 Master Air Screw is garbage. The only good thing that is for a die to cut the 11.6 to that diameter. That's the only good thing but the 11.6 is amazing when you cut it down.
Yeah, it's like on Horizon had a trainer, and it came with, you could buy the Evolution 40 motor or whatever, and it came with this 3-bladed paddle blade prop.
Right.
That works really well, but the damn thing's so heavy that unless you got a real tail heavy airplane, you can't put the prop on it.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the 3-blade on the front of my Nobler?
No. Is that one of them you cut down?
Yeah. I'll go get it. I'll be right back. I'll show you.
All right, show and tell. Well, we got 12 people out on YouTube now. That's about as high as it's been. I think we had 14 once a while ago. So that's better. We really started slow tonight. It was a long time before anybody came in. it was just me and finally me and Sparky and then Steve. So glad y'all finally dropped in. I appreciate it. I was running in hot air.
I've missed the last 3 weeks, I think, anyway, for one reason or another, and so felt like I've been truant here, and I had to show up again. Else you might kick me out or lock me out or something.
No, man, your presence is always welcome, no matter how many days you miss.
Hey, I mean, what time did you and Wes get home Saturday?
Oh well, we drove separately. I got home. You know, I left pretty early. Heck, I got home around 6 or so.
Oh, I thought you guys drove. I knew you drove separate cars, but I thought you were following each other or whatever.
No, we usually end up going separately, which is kind of silly. So that's actually one thing I've been thinking about. You know, one of the challenges at Brodac is they have so many different events. Is you know, I've been silly enough to try to have an airplane for each event, which means I'm not practiced, you know, really good with any of them. I got a different airplane for a profile and classic and old time and, you know, Pampa and everything like that. So got home, I got it in my head. I'm going to try to build a really good profile that's either classic or nostalgia legal that flies well enough that I can fly it in, you know, in the Pampa event at the end of the week. Use one airplane for 3 events or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. You can build, if you really put your mind to it, you can build a good flying profile. And like you said, they cross over a lot of the different categories.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was even a little short on performance, the fact that it could practice with just one airplane and be ready with, you know, ready for that would probably make up for some of it.
You used to not be able to make profiles as stiff, hard, and light as you can now. And so I think the potential of a profile airplane is a lot more today than it was, you know, years ago.
I think we got our show and tell back.
Yeah, here we go. Let me present that. You have the stage, Al. And he's freezing up.
This one cut down to that one's cut down to 9 3/4.
Mm-hmm. That's
What?
what a Brodac?
Brodac 40?
Yeah, Brodac 40. You know, it runs really good. But you know, see, the tips are wider. But I'll show you.
Yeah, they really are wider. Do you like leaving them chopped off like that instead of rounding the tips? Do you think it makes any difference if you round the tips or leave them square?
See, this is no, I just leave them like stock. Now this is the 10.5. You know, that's garbage, and this is the 11.6. You know, right behind it.
Oh, it's narrower.
Yeah. So I just cut it down and make the tips basically the same shape. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an older one.
Width in the middle.
And then this is like here's one that I did. This is what's this? This is a short one. This one's for the Brodac 40. It's even shorter. But you see how that's 11. That's an 11.6 that I cut down to like 9 3/4 for the Brodac 40.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the tips. You make the tips like that.
Are they all basically the same width in the middle at the wide part?
Yeah. I don't narrow that. You know.
No, I knew that, but I meant as manufactured, they're all about the same width. Just some are longer, some are.
They're all 11.6s.
Yeah. Okay.
But the 10.5 is a narrow blade all the way through. The 10.5 is narrow and it doesn't have no drive to it.
Right.
But it's an amazing, you know, it's just the difference is amazing between the cut down 11.6, you know, when you cut it down to a 10.6, you know, down to a 10 versus, you know, the 10.5. It's the plane is just like in the overheads and everything. It's just out there on the lines, you know, and steady as a rock.
We're doing the same thing we did in 69 and 70 with the Gersh propellers. We used to cut them from 10.6 to 9.5.
but I never felt, it's a better prop and it looks a hell of a lot nicer too, in my opinion, than the
That
APC.
Press Crew makes really nice looking props.
Is like, a lot of people are flying Ringmasters, the bigger Ringmasters.
Yeah.
Are any of the old ones like the bigger? Is that a classic ship or not?
S1 Ringmaster is classic and old time legal.
Right, but I'm wondering about like the Imperial or
The Imperial, I think, is classic legal.
Yeah, the Imperial is like 1958, 59 kind of time frame.
So I was wondering if you could, if you got a bigger, like they're doing, scaling up a Nobler, if they made a bigger one, that
Not
was
classic legal.
Al, you still have the stage?
Okay, well, no, I'm just, that's just showing you guys what
Yeah.
Brodak. This is the plane I flew at Brodak.
Terrific.
Yep.
Those big Ringmasters that Dixon's flying are not classic legal.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're not even close to a Ringmaster.
Oh, they got a bigger airfoil?
Yes, it looks like a Ringmaster. That thing that Joe Gilbert flies that he whips up on everybody ain't a Ringmaster. Of course, he does fly a Ringmaster, and he can fly it well, but
Yeah.
that big one with flaps is not a Ringmaster.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if there was one out there like that. Well, Dennis, you could build yourself a Nobler. That would cover a lot of.
Well, it won't cover profile.
Oh no, that's right. I didn't think about that.
Nobler.
Yeah, I don't know. There's, I could build a Cavalier too, but my God, there's so darn many Cavaliers out there. It's like, I want to do something different. So
Yeah, my friend Wayne Robinson's got 3 or 4 profile Cavaliers. They're the Tom Morris ones.
yeah, the Tom Morris. I mean, Tom's doing a fantastic job with those things, both the profiles and the full fuselage. And there's
Yeah, the Cavalier.
literally hundreds of them out there. I don't want to. Of course, I don't ever want to do what everybody else is doing. So
Trolley trainer, Rayette. There's a bunch of them you can build.
Yeah.
Hey, you could just build one of your original airplanes when you were a kid. That'd be classic and everything, wouldn't it? Just joking.
yeah.
Isn't a guy on Facebook making profile Noblers, but he's making it with a bigger airfoil or something?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think the back is certainly not in the classic era. There wouldn't be anything like that. You could argue Gieske used to say take the Nobler kit rib and trace it with a fat ballpoint pen. All right. And he cut to the outside of the line, so it was about that much thicker. You could accomplish almost the same thing by building the stock Nobler wing and using 3/32 skins on it instead of 16th. That actually made for a really nice wing because the extra thickness in the skin, you got away from any scallops between the ribs and everything like that.
What I do.
Of course, you have to get really religious about finding decent wood, but you could do it. You could do that. So
That's how I build my wings now, with 16th inch ribs and 3/32 inch sheeting.
yeah.
Leaves you some sanding room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can blend it a little, and if you do sand, you sand 1/16, it almost always ends up with that starved horse look, between the ribs and stuff.
You don't even have to
I think you can work it a little better.
The dope shrink will make that come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of airplane you thinking about then, Dennis? Have you anything come to mind?
Profile, believe it, there's a lot of neat profiles out there, but most of them are constant chord wings. So I was kind of hoping for one that was tapered. And the only ones I found so far, the really probably the best one would be the Larry Cunningham airplane, the Mo Best.
Yeah.
And that's a completely contemporary design. It's actually Nostalgia 30, not classic, but at Brodak, it would let you fly that extra day. And it's over 600 squares. It's by any measure. It's a contemporary design. Then the other one I was thinking about is really obscure. I think I've only ever seen one. There was a design by Jack Sheeks called the Miss Jill. So you have that would be a profile with an I-beam wing, which has to be scarce as can be. But it's a tapered wing, and the neat thing about that, profile with an I-beam wing, that's like a one-day airplane,
Oh, okay.
And it's a little bit smaller, 52 inch span and stuff. It would be, fit in a compact car really good and all that kind of stuff. Just the fact that nobody's ever seen one would probably be kind of cool. So
I'll be right back.
Yeah, these I-beam wings are tough, but like you said, you can build that in one day.
yeah.
Well, fellas, I'm going to say goodnight. I got to get up early to work tomorrow.
Okay, Al, appreciate you dropping in and entertaining us.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks that was good. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
See you later, Al. I'm gonna hit it too because I gotta go over to John's tomorrow, and I'm not gonna get my wings cheated tonight. I'm too tired.
Okay, Sparky, I'm going to shut down at midnight at least tonight. I got to get up and drive to Huntersville in the morning.
All right, guys. See you later.
See you later. What? Just you and me now? Till Steve.
We're the diehards. Well, we got an empty chair. Oh, there's Steve. Yeah, so we're officially the diehards now.
I had hit the potty room there for a quick second, but
oh, thanks for letting us know there.
Yeah.
10-100, huh?
Yeah. So why did they go away from I-beam wings?
I don't know that they were ever really, really that popular. I think they were intimidating to a lot of people. All those strip ribs and everything like that. The structures are delicate. The biggest problem with them is in the era when people were trying to get nice dope finishes and stuff. All those ribs are just, it's hard to cover and sand and everything like that. It's hard to get a decent finish. Flip side being with all those ribs and the covering sagging between the ribs and everything like that, there was a lot of light catchers there. If you saw a good finish on an I-beam, it just seemed to just sparkle. There's just so many reflections on it. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was that. I think one other thing is that I think I-beams are best at like Aries size airplanes, classic airplanes, if you will, Fox 35 airplanes. And when people started building bigger airplanes, it was harder to make that I-beam stiff. They get it real flexible. And you put it on a 60-inch wing, all of a sudden it gets a lot more flexible than it is on a 50-inch wing. Now, some guys like Bob McDonald, when he built his new USA-1, he built it with carbon fiber spar caps and stuff like that. And that's about as stiff a wing as you're ever going to see. And I know it's much stiffer than the original USA-1 because I remember watching that thing, flap its wings whenever the wind blew a little bit. But yeah, that was a long and windy way of saying it. It's probably easier to build with sheeting or something like that. Sheeted wings are the best for finishing, and D tubes and whatever somewhere in between. People started buying foam wings and stuff, and of course, foam wing and fully sheeted was a pretty natural combination too. So.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, for I don't know, 20 some years, there was an Aries hanging up at the hobby shop. Someone did. Never flown. It just was hanging like it was doing a wing over or whatever. It was beautiful. And I always said, you ever want to sell that, let me know. Well, the covering started, cracking, I guess. And the guy just took it off the ceiling and threw it in the trash. I was like, oh my God.
That's too bad.
But it was blue and white, and it was at the when it was first up there, it, like you said, it glistened. The sun would come in through the window and hit that thing, and it was like, oh my God, that thing is beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I think I never built an I-beam until what? I built the Swinger about 2010, I guess, or 2008, I guess it was. That was the first I-beam I ever built, and up to date, I have built 3. I think they're a blast. I think they're a lot of fun to build and everything on that because they do build so quick. And yeah, you develop some different skills, and you have to handle them real carefully and stuff until they get covered at least. And for my part, I think when you build them with, or you cover them with like monocoat or something like that, which everybody said you can't do that. Well, I learned you can. But when you cover them with monocoat, all of a sudden that whole part of the equation gets a lot easier because you're not sanding all the ribs and everything like that. So, and then, they are durable and easy to handle and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think for that, especially for a 30, for a classic size airplane, I think, the I-beams are something waiting to be rediscovered. So,
Yeah, I want to do an Argus in electric.
yeah.
I got the plans for that, and I want to cut out everything, and it's basic. It looks, to me, that and Aries are real close.
Yeah, the Argus, the Aries, the Atom, the Arion, all the A airplanes, they all the same era, built by 16 to 20-year-old kids, and they all flew like crazy. And but yeah, there's a lot of cross hatching in the DNA, that's for sure. So,
Yeah, they're probably all built at your house.
well, no, not the. My brother built 3 I-beams when he was first starting out in the early 60s. He built an Aries kit, and then he had 2 original designs. One of the local hotshot flyers there. Well, him, Rick Sawicki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rick was big on I-beams, and he taught my brother how to build them, and they were great. But he moved on to other things. So
no, I thought
they're also more flexible and stuff. And if you're not paying attention when you cover it and stuff, you can pull a hell of a warp into them without even trying. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought your dad was into them for the Detroit. That was I-beam wing coming out of the Detroit area.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, they were innovated there and everything like that, but my dad wasn't part of that whole Strathmore effort. That was back in the early 50s, and he didn't get flying in competition until 1963. And frankly, by the time we started flying, we were actually members of the Strathmore Club, but all of the famous Strathmore stunt flyers were gone by then.
Oh, okay.
Moved on to other things. So.
Hey, Jeff Riley just joined us. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, late tonight.
You just came in just in time to wrap it up. We got about 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, out in the garage shooting base coats.
Oh, what you shooting it on your cabinets?
No, this is actually on airplane stuff for a
Oh,
change.
all right.
I finished the cabinet this morning.
Great.
Put the glass in it, put the door back together, and hung it. Done. Finally.
What do you build? Custom cabinetry there in California?
No, only in my house.
Oh, okay.
I was a sheet metal worker by trade. I'm retired now. And then I went to IKEA to try to buy a CD cabinet when I was first remodeling the living room. And it was either too small or too big, or I didn't like the way it looked. Something was wrong with it. So we went to a custom furniture place. So long story short, the money they wanted for the cabinet, I could buy the tools, the wood, and build 7 more for their price. So I just started working with it myself about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And over the time, I got fairly good at it, not super good.
Kind of like being a sheet metal worker with just thicker material.
Yep. Yeah, kind of. Just a matter of following directions.
I got a taste of sheet metal work back when I was in my late teens and worked at a manufacturing plant that my dad owned, and we built paper coating machines for people that made blueprint paper, and it expanded into other areas too. But that was initially what it was for. So I got to climb all over them. I learned to weld a little bit. I learned to bend metal a little bit. Only thing I didn't get to work with was the machinery part, the lathes and all that. I didn't, but I've worked bending brakes and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the lathe is really more of a machine shop thing. We didn't
Yeah.
have lathes in our shop either.
Yeah, I work.
Can you still count to 10?
Yes.
Then you did good. The sheet metal worker, you can still count to 10. You did good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that stuff's hell on your fingers.
I still kept all my sheet metal stuff that I made back in the 80s and in the 90s there, because I went back to school and had to take another class and stuff. But you know, in our shop, cutting square duck and stuff like that wasn't so bad. But actually, in sheet metal class, I got an 8x8 that transitions into a 6x3 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and a 90, and it cut the throat. No, but I kept that because I mean it's crazy how when you lay that out with a punch and stuff like that, if you go by the directions, somebody figured it out mathematically so far, outside of where you're cutting to get, you're drawing all your marks and setting them, and then you cut it, and you be damned if it don't go together. And from, like I said, an 8x8 down to a flat 3x6 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Probably wasn't good for anything, because I can't imagine you neck down a 8x8 that small. But it was something we had to do for sheet metal for a grade.
yeah. It's been so long since I've done any layout work. I was a field guy and I did general sheet metal.
Oh, okay.
I did air conditioning when I first got in, so I kind of have an idea. And all of my apprenticeship was air conditioning. Then I got into general, and everything from that point on was either hanging off the side of a building, way up on the roof, or right in the storefront.
Okay.
All that decorative trim work.
And our one class there, when I got my associate's degree or whatever, I think it was the semester before the sheet metal union came in and tried to hire all of us to become an apprentices for sheet metal. And 4 or 5 guys went, and they like they're as old as me now, so I don't know if they retired or getting ready to retire. But I seen a few of them and they liked it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Travel.
Dennis, you mentioned your dad a little while ago. Was your dad big art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's some other brothers. You got other brothers too.
Yeah. We had the whole family involved. All 4 brothers and my sister all flew at the nationals, and had a few national championships out of it.
I never knew your sister flew.
Yeah, she flew profile carrier.
Oh, okay.
And she was pretty good at it. She didn't stay with it or anything like that, but yeah, she flew too. So she didn't fly stunt at all. So.
God, your dad must have made pretty good money. I can't imagine taking 5 kids to the Nats and having to pick up and.
Well, he was a tool maker for GM, and he worked 2 jobs. He worked midnight shift at GM, and he worked like an afternoon shift at a local tool shop. But yeah, that's how he got us. That's how he got us all through.
What does a tool maker do?
Toolmaker was basically in the auto plant. Those were the guys who basically set the production lines, made made sure all the tools were fitting, repaired tools. If they a die or something like that. Basically, those were a lot of times they were like if they were sitting still, probably everything was running. If they were busy as hell, it's because something broke or something, when something wasn't working right or something like that. That's when they were working. It's
I
harder.
bet that is a busy job. So most tool makers master machinists first.
Yeah, certainly, running machines was the big thing, and you had a lathe and a Bridgeport mill, just like everybody in the neighborhood, right? And
Yeah.
he had those that he used to make, and he turned those into making mufflers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he always used to make little custom doodads, this and that and the other thing. You need a little piece of metal to do something, and Dad disappear for a half hour and come back with a collet or whatever you needed to do the job and everything. So
I like watching machinists on YouTube sometimes. I really admire people that can work with metal like that.
yeah. I always was fascinated by watching this chunk of metal getting so easily cut and turned
Yeah.
and everything like that. It always amazed me. So
Yes, when I was going to school for air conditioning refrigeration, I worked, I don't know, they call it saw sharpening, but I was, I sharpened tooling,
mhm.
mills and saw blades and slitter knives and all this kind of stuff, which the tooling guys made, but we sharpened them,
Yeah.
and I was in a couple of the factories that actually made tooling. Them
Mhm.
guys were good on machines, that was for sure. To make all that stuff and have it hardened and
Mhm.
go back and sharpen it or clean it up or grind it or whatever they had to do, pins and this and that. It was, yeah, that, I don't know. It's kind of like a machinist that's also good with metallurgy and all that kind of stuff to know what to make things out of. And
Mhm.
but,
Yeah, I get a kick out of you ought to sit down and chat with Wesley Dick next time you see him. He was basically he was an assistant chief engineer or something like that at Dana. They built car and truck axles and
yeah,
transfer cases and stuff like that. For the last 20 years of his career, he basically was his own little R&D facility. He'd make a sketch, and he had a couple of machinists working for him. Say, hey, can you make this? And they'd look at it and say, yeah, can we do this? Can we do it? Said between two or three people, they'd come up with a hand sketch on a yellow pad, and they turn it into a test fixture or something like that to be used the next day. He said he had a blast doing that kind of stuff. So
I didn't realize he worked for Dana. Oh my God.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nothing better in drag race and everything else than a Dana rear end.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask if that was the same Dana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a 12 bolt Dana and 10 bolt.
Well, all kind, what axles, transfer cases, transmissions, a lot of heavy truck stuff, a lot of car stuff. But yeah, that's all the real thing. So, major supplier to the big three and all the truck companies and everything. So,
Yeah, actually, they got into. I know when my brother, right when he got out of tool and die, um, they were working on the Ford F-150 truck frame. And Dana was making truck. I'm like, they're making frames now. I said, oh yeah, they got a facility where they're kind of branching out and going, away from the rear end. Well, there wasn't too many rear ends, in a truck there is, but every car had a rear end in it too. But
yeah.
that way with the front wheel drive,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, they started doing other things, but
Yeah, I get Wes talking about about 4-wheel drive systems. He'll really give you an education on that. We had a long talk on that. He's my roommate at Brodak, and we were talking about different 4-wheel drive systems, and basically explained in no uncertain terms that if you don't have a differential transfer case there in the middle, you basically can't have a true 4-wheel drive system. You got something that's unbalanced and not going to deliver what it's supposed to.
yeah.
And I guess I always knew that, but after chatting with him a little bit, I really understood why that was the case, you know? So,
Well, it was like I had an old Ford Bronco, and that had that dang it 12 bolt in it or whatever. Should have sold it because what it was is that all these dirt track racers you see in the late model dirt track,
mhm.
you know, NASCAR, you know, a lot of the NASCAR drivers came up out of it. That rear end, and since it was four-wheel drive, I have one in the front, one in the back. The front one wasn't worth as much because they had to change the tubes and axles on it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, shit, I could have got like $2,000 an axle, and I paid $500 for the whole thing, you know.
Mhm.
And but then someone stole it. They probably just scrapped it for scrap metal, not realizing what they had there for an old like 77 Bronco that, you know, wasn't worth anything because the body was all rusted off, but it was the running gears that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
But we thought about me and some friends, you know, making a dirt track car and, you know, running it around here, but we never ended up doing it. It's too much money to get them going. But yeah, Dana was always the axles to go to.
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad, you know, because I was wondering how old is Wes now? Isn't he in his 80s?
87.
Yeah, I mean that's a long drive back from Brodak. That's why I thought you guys were following each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the other thing I was thinking about too is if I didn't, yeah, I took like 11 airplanes last week. All right.
Yeah.
And that was just for competition. There were a few there that were showing off, you know, demonstrations or showing off, if you will. And that's crazy. You know, I think I need to see if I can cut back to taking 2 or 3, and then Wes and I need to figure out how to carpool that together and make a lot more sense for both of us. So,
Yeah, I know it's like, you know, Dick's 75, I guess, but he drove down there separate. I did. But yeah, you take so many airplanes, you can't really carpool. Unless
mhm.
you're carpooling in a semi.
Yeah, really. That's it. Well, I had, of course, some of my dad's stuff to sell too, but you know, hopefully you'll be well past that by next year. And I don't know. We'll see. Next year's a long time. So,
What I like, I still want like Sparky with a trailer.
mhm.
And I almost bought one last year, but this was 4 foot wide by 7 foot long, and it had a V front, and it was 5 foot tall. So actually, a car would break the air off of it, and it was supposed to be really super aerodynamic, but it was over $1,000 for it, so I didn't. Thousand something was on sale, and even then, I'm like, man, that's too much. But I think that's what you know to go with because we figured it out. If you build a rack that slid in and pulled out, you could take 10 airplanes with you, 5 apiece or whatever,
Mhm.
and you can pull it with just about any car
Yeah.
and do it that way instead of you know trying to pack all the everything into a pickup truck or a minivan or whatever.
Just go to Harbor Freight and buy one of those 8-foot utility trailers and build your own box.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I wanted something that was. I guess you could you could build it at 7 foot, but
So you could build a
why?
9-foot B front, and then you could put racks in it anywhere you want.
Uh,
You could even have a little camp out sitting area in the back of it if you wanted to.
yeah, we just Tom Morris has a nice setup there with all the stuff he brings, his airplanes and all that, and just
Mhm.
DC and it slides in and you slide it out.
Yeah, that would be nice, being able to drag it out rather than having to crawl in there.
Yeah.
Right, and then it has something that holds down in the front, and then it has hold down in the back. And John Paris for his pickup truck made like that, and then you can just grab it, take the one back hold down, and it'll slide all out and take everything out. And You know, I guess if you wanted to, and I was thinking about that too. I'm like, well, if everything's slid out, I could put RV air conditioning on it, and stuff like that, and sleep in it at a contest. Be cool.
Yeah.
But then, you know, all my airplanes would be outside.
Can't have that. So.
Yeah, have a bottom rack that rolled out and pulled you in there or something at night.
Yeah, was there only like 1 or 2 people in even camping out at Brodax this year?
Just one. And I
I
seen
remember Alan, that was it.
yeah. Well, what happens is usually it rains and then your tent sinks in, you know, and they have a flag on it so you can find where it sank to get it out. But
That's it.
this
Yeah.
is the first year that a motor home or anything hadn't had to get pulled out of there.
Yeah.
Every
Believe
that
it.
I went, here
Well,
comes
you know, those of us been going there for a while. I always park up on the hill now, you know, up on the gravelly part above the
Yeah.
road, and I walk the extra. And you know, even when it's not raining, I think it makes sense to do that. I've been there when his whole backyard was torn up, you know, because of people couldn't get out of that, you know, that gully, if you will, where everybody parks. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to be part of that. And I didn't want to get stuck, but I didn't want to tear up his yard either. So.
Well, it's like that one year we just happened to take Samantha's Subaru all-wheel drive, and we could get out of there. I mean, but they ended up having to tow people out.
Mhm.
You know, her car had brand new tires, and you know, it's good in the snow, and it was pretty. You know, they were good in the mud, and well, we went up high and you know, come on an angle and got up out of there. But most people couldn't even get moving to get
Yeah.
better land or better ground or whatever.
Mhm.
That's the reason they shut down the 2018 Joe Nall, because we were forecast to get heavy rains, and that RV parking area is down by the river at the lower end of the field, and it would have been just a disaster for the place trying to get all those vehicles, because those are huge. Like I think somebody the other night called them rock star vehicles. You know, they're multi-million-dollar motorhomes, and so yeah, they thought it was a better idea just to cancel it and hope they did the right thing. I think they made the right call considering what could have happened.
Yeah. Well, there at Brodack, I mean, John would call it a wrecker that pulled out semis. You know, because you'd have a car hooked onto a 30-foot travel trailer, you know, and the truck's buried, pulling it. And they'd have to grab it with that great big semi, you know, it was basically a semi with a winch and stuff on it, you know, and
Yeah.
pull things out. And it's like, you know, so I think that's one reason why a lot of people don't camp there, because you may not get out.
Okay, looks like we got 2 minutes. Rusty, what's the finishing kick here?
I think we're just going to call it a night. I don't have a grand finale.
Friday?
But it was kind of a slow Friday, but I appreciate y'all coming in and bailing me out. We did all right. And
For hosting.
so everybody do something fun this weekend so you can come back Monday and tell us about it. And we appreciate y'all coming in and supporting the show, and all you tubers. We got 13 tubers out there watching us still. So glad y'all could come in. And so everybody have a great weekend. Fair winds, tight lines, and we'll see y'all next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Good night.
Right.